Stop counting the days lost in the rhythm.
Alright, let's talk about my investment trust tip for 2024. I've got to admit, I've been backing Fidelity China special situations for the last 2 years and it hasn't quite panned out. But I still believe in it for the long haul, say 5 to 10 years. This year, though, I'm not doubling down. I'm looking at UK mid-cap and UK small-cap stocks. They've been underperforming for a couple of years, but I think they're due for a comeback. Interest rates started rising at the end of 2021, which made investors play it safe with assets like cash and government bonds. This hit smaller company shares hard. Plus, these shares are usually more sensitive to the economy, which hasn't been great. But I think it's time to consider investing in a UK smaller company specialist investment trust. I believe the market will turn around for these smaller companies, and when it does, it'll happen quickly. There are plenty of options, but I'm liking Henderson Smaller Companies. It's managed by Neil Herman, who's been at the helm since 2002. They focus on finding quality growth companies and holding onto them for the long term. Right now, it's on a discount of over 10%, so it's a good chance to buy a diversified portfolio of cheap UK smaller companies at an even cheaper price. For 2024, I'm also keeping an eye on the Invesco S&P 500 Equal Weight ETF ACC. It gives equal weight to all US blue-chip stocks in the S&P 500 index, regardless of the company's size. This means even a giant like Apple has the same weight as the smallest company in the index. It's a good way to invest in US stocks with a diversified approach, which could lead to potentially higher returns. But remember, it might underperform in markets driven by momentum, when large caps outperform small and mid caps, and growth outperforms value. Lastly, I think bonds will be a great investment in 2024 for 3 reasons. First, inflation is falling, which will allow the Bank of England to cut interest rates. This is good for bond prices. Second, bonds now offer an attractive income. And finally, bonds can help balance a portfolio during tough times for stocks. I'd recommend the Vanguard UK Government Bond Index for broad exposure to gilts, and Rathbone Ethical Bond for a diversified portfolio of sterling corporate bonds. Remember, these are just my opinions. Always do your own research and consider your own financial situation and investment objectives before making any investment decisions.